3-0 here, and I'm back. I'm back, and I'm happy to be back. I've been missing doing videos, actually. I've been busy, guys, but I'm back now, and I'm back with the review for Stephen King's It movie, and it was... It was pretty good, actually. And that's coming from a guy who doesn't really like horror movies. And maybe I worded that wrong. It's not that I don't like horror movies, it's just the fact that I think horror movies are really generic, and they're probably one of the weakest. It probably is the weakest genre of movies out there. Just for the fact that we always have the same repeated formula in these horror movies. They all feel the same. They all have the same formula, same jump scares. And to me, I'm someone who doesn't like jump scares in horror movies. Usually, it's a sign. Number of jump scares in a movie usually determines the fact that the movie isn't that good. And in order to keep the audience engaged in the movie, they have jump scares in order to really keep you awake in the movie. But it's a pretty good movie. I was expecting a lot going into this movie because this movie really excited me. Just the trailers were really good, and I really thought this movie was going to be a great horror movie, and it really was. It really was. Jeremy Jahns came out and said that it's pretty much The Goonies meets Nightmare on Elm Street, and that's a perfect analogy, pretty much. That is the best way to put it, but I see it more as a Sandlot meets Friday the 13th. This movie is great. The chemistry between the Losers Club, the group of kids, is amazing. That's really what sells this movie, is you believe the friendship between all these different characters, all the different main kids. You believe that they're friends. You believe that they actually care about each other. You believe that these people actually are growing up together, that they actually have to band together to defeat this mystical, cosmic evil force, however you want to call it, but they have to join together to defeat this monster, is the best way to call it, really. And Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Clown is probably my favorite thing about this movie. He does such an amazing job, and I was fearful that he was going to overact and really overplay this character, but he doesn't. He plays his part perfectly. When the focus is on Pennywise, it's a real good mixture between, CGI and the practical effect of the clown. But when there needs to be CGI for the clown, there is CGI, and it works really well. This movie's really good. I love from the beginning to the end. This movie overall is a pretty great movie. The acting was overall pretty good. I didn't really see any weak performances. The story had a good pacing, really, and there were a lot of scenes in the movie where I felt the tension in the movie. The movie was really building up suspensefully, and I knew something was going to happen in a certain scene. I knew what was going to happen because, I've seen lots of movies, so I knew what was going to happen. But when it happened, it still took me by surprise, and I love that this movie is rated R. And this is not really a spoiler, just for the fact that this movie isn't afraid to hurt the children. It's usually in horror movies when it involves a child getting hurt, they kind of turn the camera away, or they just, imply that the child was hurt, but they never really show it. Show something actually happening to the kid. In this movie, they're not afraid to do that. They're not afraid to take risks and hurt the children. And yeah, this movie kind of differs from the book in a bit, in certain aspects, but the movie's still overall pretty good. And I enjoyed this movie more than I enjoyed the TV movie. And I know that's going to receive some kind of hate in the comments. But this one terrified me, and it's not like I said before. This is not your stereotypical horror movie to the point where, it just wants to scare you. No, this movie, that's not its purpose. It's not its purpose to have jump scares. That's not the purpose of the movie. The purpose of the movie is to tell a good story, which it does pretty well. Have amazing characters that you actually care about and connect with. It does that. 3, have a creepy, scary villain that you can still, in a way, you kind of root for him because you're like, oh, wow, I'm really invested into this. The character of Pennywise and the mythos of him. But he's still a monster, and I'm still scared of him, but he's not to the point where, he jump scares and scares the audience. That's not the purpose of him. That's not the kind of character he is. He's not a cheap horror movie gimmick. He's a very well implemented monster. He's a monster. That's pretty much what he is. In a way, he's undefeatable. And I love how creepy Bill Skarsgård represented Pennywise. He really did a great job of showing this mysterious, creepy, he's scary. He's pretty scary. And I've heard so many stories from behind the scenes that the kids, the Losers Club actors, they didn't see or have any interactions with Bill Skarsgård until the first day of shooting, where it was pretty much Pennywise and the kids. So when they first saw him in costume, a lot of that was their legit reactions because they have never seen him before in costume or actually had any actual interactions with Bill Skarsgård before that. So it really added a layer to the characters and to the story where it actually felt real when they were terrified of when they were running from him or when they were, when they first see him. That's a legit reaction, and it shows because that's a scary ass clown. And I'm not one of those people who are scared of clowns, but if you look like Pennywise in the new It movie, I probably will be scared of you. I mean, who wouldn't, right? But overall, this movie just surprised me because it was a good horror movie, but it also was a great movie in general. And that's what I love about when movies are in a certain genre and they can transcend and leave that genre and just become a great movie overall. And yeah, this movie was pretty solid all the way around. There's not really anything that really had any major issues. I mean, at least not to the point where I have to mention them here. I mean, don't take your kids to see this, of course. Why would you? Why would you do that? Really? Because I saw this movie, we're pretty much normal audience, and someone decides, oh, I'm gonna take my 8-year-old kid to see a rated R movie about a killer clown from outer space. In a way, he's from outer space. Okay. What? Why would you do that? Just what was running through your head? You really think he wouldn't enjoy the movie? You really think he wasn't gonna get scared and probably piss his pants? What did you expect? He's fucking 8 years old. I don't know what he was thinking, but either way, that kid was terrified. He was terrified, and honestly, it made for a pretty good, audience experience watching the movie with this little kid who was scared more than probably I was, and I get scared in horror movies, man, especially in a theater atmosphere. So having that kid there probably just made me feel like more of a man, or more of a person, more of like, yeah, I'm brave, I can handle this. And though for the most part I wasn't really handling it, but I did enjoy the movie, so hey, there's that. But yeah, let me ask you guys, what did you guys think of It? Think of It, the movie It? It's a weird title, it really is. But yeah, what did you guys think about it? Comment below, let's start a discussion, guys. And as always, let me ask you guys this. This is a very important question. Do you guys enjoy this new It movie, or do you guys enjoy the TV movie It? Which one do you guys enjoy? Comment below, let's start a discussion, guys. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And as always, may the Force be with you.